are back at the tee with Jen and Bobs.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Bobs.
I'm Jen.
All right, we are hopefully our final,
This is the wrap up.
the wrap up of the Tiger King. I don't know, it just keeps going on and getting better. So we've watched it all, but we still keep coming up with more things that happen. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
So go ahead.
We left off with Alan. We were gonna discuss
Yes.
maybe Alan a little bit. So
Alan.
he is the supposed person that was paid $3,000.
He was, but okay. So here's how Alan even starts working for the zoo. Right, Jeff, he's never worked with animals in his life.
No.
These are tigers. It's not like somebody's saying, could you come watch my
Puppies.
dog for the week? Okay?
Yes.
And I'm gonna have my friend's dogs over too, so there's gonna be a bunch of dogs here. These are tigers and lions and all this other stuff.
Bears.
And so he has nothing to do with that, but Jeff's like, I know a guy who can run the zoo for us, and hey Alan, you wanna get on down here? And I was like, yeah.
I don't have anything going on.
So there's Alan.
Which I think that was a whole con scam in itself. I think those two had plans. I think they knew each other well. I think Jeff knew that Alan would do whatever he said,
Yeah.
and he'd pay him or whatever they were doing.
Okay, see, now that's pretty smart. And that you thought that way. I just didn't. I wasn't getting that. But
I think
mean,
that was a part
I think
of the
that's
plan,
probably okay. Very smart. Very smart.
Because Alan and Joe didn't get along, but then it was kind of funny because towards the end, that it seemed
Alan
like maybe
hated
they
Joe.
did. It seemed because it seemed like Alan kind of wanted to be on Joe's side, and that's when Jeff called him and said, "Listen, the feds are onto him. If you want to not go to jail, then you want to be on the side of."
Oh, Alan said that to Joe.
Jeff said that to Alan.
Oh, right.
Basically,
Yes.
they wanted him to be an insider, and then
Right.
James Garrettson comes in. And,
Yeah. Well, and okay, so supposedly Joe pays Alan $3,000 right to go down and kill Carol, right? And
Joe's side of the story is, when you were talking about the donations?
yes.
Jeff was asking Joe how they could get rid of Alan. That's Joe's side of the story. So that he was raising money for that, and so
Just
the
to send.
$3,000, he was just, please go and go away from the zoo and, go on.
Oh.
Unless I misunderstood
No, I think you're
that,
right.
but,
I think you're right.
yeah, so I think that was that. So that's where the $3,000 came in, but somehow they spun it. But then as it wrapped up, a lot of people kept saying that side of the lawsuit or those charges were very weak, and so that's kind of why they
He more got in trouble for the tiger cub,
Yeah.
the animals, right?
because they went in and dug up
Right.
skulls
yeah.
and things that and several people said that the case wasn't airtight, so they went ahead and really went into the abuse of the animals and things, which is not. Then you get the river game.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
You get a whole other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, okay, so when even the whole thing was fishy, you're right, because so this guy's supposed to go down and kill Carol. Not that I don't want him to kill. I don't want anybody to kill anybody.
Right.
But the guy says, yeah, he started partying.
Yeah, things change.
Things changed. Oh, he forgot why he was down there. He just
He didn't even quite make it, did he?
Oh no.
Yeah.
He got about halfway there and then he started partying. And,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he really ever had the intention to do it,
No.
honestly. I don't think so, but.
Right, because nothing ever happened with her anyway.
Right. Well, what did he have? I mean, I guess if
Right.
you're a bad person, you don't mind to kill anyone. But yeah, that was odd.
That was very odd.
Yeah, he ended up fine. Jeff ended up fine.
Yes.
James Garrettson jet skied his way out of everything.
Tell me about when James got the guy came in with the hidden camera.
Please tell me what kind of shop he owned, because it looked like it had toys in it, which concerns me greatly.
Oh.
And then
Children
some
stay
other-
away. Oh.
some other things. I don't know. And then a lemur.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
kind of kept going back to the lemur. Maybe you're not supposed to have a lemur.
Oh.
I don't know.
You're probably
I'm not
not.
sure of the exotic pet rules, but he kept saying, because
I don't
whoever,
know.
we thought maybe it was like the documentary people. I thought maybe it was the FBI. You thought maybe it was documentary.
Right,
Which you're
right.
probably right. Because they
Yeah.
clearly had a hidden camera, and they were
Yeah.
talking to him. They were just trying to get him talking about the whole situation and the interchanges that happened
Yeah.
or whatever. And then at one point they said this isn't about the lemur or something. So I don't know if he was
He's like,
he was gonna lose his lemur.
And then he puts it up on the counter.
Oh no, I was confused by James completely. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was concerning to me. He had a lot of business practices that were also concerning. It's concerning.
Yeah. And like you said, he seemed to sail off pretty sweetly, and
On a jet ski, no kidding. I mean, there's memes out there.
literally on a jet ski. Yes.
I don't know.
And then they bring in do you remember the man's name with the monkeys? Like, I don't remember his name.
Paul.
Was it Paul? Well, yeah. Anyway, after all this is done, then Jeff's trying to kind of reboot the zoo, right?
Behind the Windstar in
Oh, yeah.
Thackerville, Oklahoma, which is still a
Right.
thing. It's still ongoing.
Oh.
Because they did a little interview with David Spade again.
Right.
That's how we David Spade. That Jeff and his wife Lauren, and they're still doing that. They're still working on that. I could not tell from their interview if it was actually open or if it's under construction. But they invited David to come and see it because David said he's played the Windstar.
That's right, yeah.
He's done it or done comedy there or whatever.
And this is in Oklahoma City? Like,
Thackerville?
oh, Thackerville, okay.
Which David made it sound like it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Like there's not a whole lot going on out there, but they're doing the zoo thing. So, which brings me to then we'll just, I'll talk a bit about this interview, but just a second. It's all it needs is just a second. But so they did an interview with David, and before the show ended though, they did a quick little recap with Lauren and Jeff, and Lauren was clearly pregnant.
Right.
He made mention that she needed to get back in the gym as soon as
I
she had
would have
the baby.
Forget the tigers and lions, man. I'm just not just deep that
Yeah.
right. It wouldn't take much.
Lots of, and then they were.
Shame on you, though.
They were
Lauren.
joking, not joking, the fact about having getting a nanny. She said she wanted a nanny, and he was calling
They
the
showed
rights
him
of picking out who it was.
and didn't they show him Googling these beautiful?
He showed a picture.
Yeah. Or okay, did
Yeah,
he just
because
show
I get to
pictures?
choose who it is. I'm sure enough. I saw her. She was on the interview. She sat on his lap, holding the baby.
See, it's because Lauren says, and so Lauren seems somewhat complicit in this because. I don't know. I love you, Lauren. Like, I want you to walk
Are you
away.
okay?
Yeah, are you okay? Like, if
Said
you
you're
need to
right.
walk
Yes.
away, I hope everything's good. But anyway, so yeah, she says, hey, can I show you my baby, right?
Yes.
And then here comes the nanny, plops herself down on Jeff's lap.
She was like, I don't know, maybe 19 or 20 if she's
Oh,
older than
and
that.
beautiful.
She was aging well.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crop top, and she looked lovely.
Physically lovely, yes, without a doubt. And then finally,
It's a no
hands
for
Lauren
me.
over her. It's an absolute no. We're selfish that way.
I guess so. Call it what you will.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna stick by. Yeah. So that was a true thing. So he did get to
Pick his own
pick his
nanny.
name. Yeah.
So Jeff's okay, friends.
And yet
For sure.
somehow he has escaped. The
Yeah,
the law.
he's
He
kind of
had
avoided
like
this.
had a year where he had to stay out of trouble for a year. The judge told him. He went to jail because
That was for
he
the
got into some
Vegas
trouble in
thing?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
From
then
taking the tigers upstairs, right? And
well, I thought it had to do with that. He did that, but then
Okay.
remember when he said he had a bus and he would transport people from casino to casino and they could play with the baby
Yes, did he get in
cubs.
trouble with that?
I think something must have happened.
Oh,
and he,
okay.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
He found himself in court, and then the
Yeah.
judge said, "You're getting 179 days if you don't stay out of trouble for a whole year."
Right.
So, I guess he managed to do that.
Yeah, I guess so. And maybe he didn't get, maybe, like you said, because they couldn't really prove the whole, death threat thing.
Right.
And that was not his zoo. Like, I guess it was, but probably the stuff that happened was when Joe was the head of it more than it was when
Right.
Jeff was.
Well,
Maybe
like you
that's why he
said,
didn't get in
there
trouble.
was so much documentation of Joe acting like a crazy person
Oh.
on camera. Jeff never
Just
did
constantly threatening her, though.
that. You couldn't have stood a chance.
He would show have a dummy, like a,
Yeah.
a mannequin,
Yeah.
and shoot it, right?
Yes.
And say that was Carol.
Yes.
Like, he didn't,
He
it's
didn't
just
hold
like,
anything back.
no, and
Yeah.
it's just like Joe, guilt by association, I think. I don't know, I guess that's not more when you're with somebody, but I feel like he just never showed up.
No. And they said that animal abuse is just never.
No.
I don't tolerate it either, but
No.
that was probably what sealed his
Steal his,
fate with the jurors is
Yeah.
that the animal abuse and stuff was not gonna go. So I was curious. So this all went down 2008.
18, right?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
so he's still got a long time in
He
jail.
does.
And how old? Was he?
Was he 51? I was thinking,
Okay.
I could be wrong on that. I was thinking he was
Wow.
51.
Yeah.
So he'll I don't know, what is it when you,
He's got an
parole?
appeal. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
an appeal,
yeah.
yeah, and then parole, maybe he'll, I don't know.
He's suing,
I don't know, Joe, just
he's
stop.
suing a lot of people. He's suing the FBI, the
suing a lot.
fishing and gaming.
Yeah,
I
Carol.
think I'm probably not saying that right, but I'm sorry. The wildlife,
Right.
he's suing a lot of people, like $94 million.
Right.
Is what he's.
Oh, and then it ends where, so tell me what, Dustin said about Doc Antle.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
because he starts kind of throwing people under the bus. Well,
Yeah.
like he's
Joe
talking
does.
to like FBI or whatever, I don't
Right.
know who's law enforcement, and he says something about Doc Antle, and then they go and they raid his. In 2019, they raided his
Yeah.
compound or whatever. I don't know whatever came from that, but Dustin was thinking that Joe better just be really
Yeah, just be
that
careful. Doc,
yeah, I feel like that.
I feel like Doc he seemed very cold.
Yes.
You know, like, I don't think it'd
Yes.
bother him. Like, he'd probably be the one to call Alan.
Yes.
Hey, Alan, I got a job for you.
Someone said that Will Ferrell should play Doc Antle in the movie.
That is perfect.
And actually,
Perfect.
somebody said that David Spade as Joe Dirt should play.
Joe Exotic.
Joe
I was
Exotic.
thinking, do you know who Dak Shepard is?
Yeah.
I was thinking him.
Yes. 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 John wants Channing Tatum to play him because David's thing was asking each of them who would play them.
Channing Tatum
Yeah.
played John.
Yeah.
Does John look a lot better with teeth?
Yeah. Don't you think everybody does?
Oh.
I mean, maybe that doesn't.
Okay,
I did
that's
not
not
mean that as
that's a
unkind.
struggle. I do think everybody does.
When
100%.
if
So
you-
maybe a baby.
Yes, yes. I meant that with the nicest of words. When you have teeth is
Yeah,
teeth
no,
are good.
I agree. But I mean, like, I didn't think he was that handsome anyway. Like, I think Channing Tatum's really handsome.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how much it heightened.
I don't know.
I guess it
it'd be a bit of a stretch. But they also wanted to give. David suggested that Jennifer Aniston play Lauren.
And Lauren's young. I mean, Jennifer's just like 50, and I think she's beautiful, but I don't think she looks as young as Lauren does. I think we could get
Yeah.
some younger actresses.
Would be nice. I don't remember who he said about.
And I do
Yeah.
think Jennifer's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I just think the whole thing to me is that Jeff is probably 50s and then Lauren's like in her 20s. Like, I think they kind of need that spread myself to show because, and then when Jeff brings on these young nannies,
Mhm.
like, I would hope somebody 50, who knows? Who knows? I look like Doc Antle's women weren't upset with anything he was doing, so
No.
Yeah. they were
No.
not.
No, not at all.
All right, my friends, I think that wraps up the Tiger King. I'm sure we'll be thinking of many more fun things about it. It was definitely worth quarantine
While you're at
watching.
home,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
totally worth it.
literally one of those things you got nothing else you're doing, then
Yes,
you know,
and watch
binge
it.
it. It's what, 7 episodes?
Yeah,
So,
7. Yeah,
It's-
it was interesting. It's just crazy. It's probably not your life. I hope it isn't. All right, God bless. Take care. Stay safe. If you have any comments that you'd like us, please put them below on
Yes.
our YouTube page. We'd love to hear from you. Talk to you later. Bye.